Hello everyone, welcome to Sunya IAS, and now the most awaited examination of 2026, that is UPSC Civil Services Prelims GS1 has got over now. Many of you must have given this examination as well, and we would over here will be giving you the overall analysis of how was the examination. We know that what you are feeling exactly, we are feeling like that only, that the exam was completely on the unpredictable side and on the difficult side, guys, right? But over here we will be giving you the overall analysis that how was the exam and what changes we have seen with respect to the recent trend. It is important so that you can also understand those who have given the examination, and also the future participants or future aspirants who are going to give this examination, they can also understand this UPSC's pattern, right? So first of all, you will be finding over here that the basic trend which they have told, the first change you will be noticing, which I have talked in the class as well, that there is a cyclic pattern of UPSC. You will be finding that every year they will be throwing some subjects more, and this time it happened with history, guys. And history, you will be finding almost 20 to 21 questions, right? Huge, because in the last 6-7 years you will not find this much range of history. That was in between 13 to 16, but that is the nature of UPSC. It will give you some subjects more, right? So this is the mindset which we have prepared with as well. So I hope this did not surprise you. But what would have surprised you is the type of questions they have asked in history now. Most difficult, I would say, and the quality of questions in 1-2 questions in history was good as well. But difficult side, guys, right? But I have told you, and we have understood in such way that we have to see that, okay, we can gauge that this is a difficult question and we have to hunt down easy to medium question. And I'm sure that you must have found out the easy to medium one as well. Like the reverse question, if you know, questions like Amravati Stupa, Moedums, like the table we used to draw of political rulers of Chera Chola Pandyas, directly came, guys, right? Some questions were 50-50. You would have reached up to the answer by eliminating the options, right? There were questions of that nature as well. And some questions were completely random that we were prepared for, that we are going to leave it. So some questions were doable as well, and we had to find it. There was no doubt the questions that you will be finding were very lengthy. They have given you the inferences, they have given you the findings of certain things in the Rigved, and they are asking you to do the inferences over there. So that type of questions cannot be prepared beforehand, guys. You have to apply your mind over there only. Like this, I have analyzed the history portion, which was major at this point of time, and I hope you have attempted at least the easy to medium side questions. Don't worry about it if you have left few questions in history, because everybody would have done the same, or either they have made some tukkabazi over there. So don't worry about it. I've told you, right? Just be calm, guys. While we give the paper, we feel like कि ये तो सब difficulty हो रहा है, and we have very that feeling it comes कि भाई ये कैसा पेपर था. But अभी आप एक बार एनालाइज करोगे तो इफ यू हैव सीरियसली गिवन दिस एग्जामिनेशन, तो आपने देखा होगा दैट यस, सम क्वेश्चंस वर डेफिनेटली डूएबल और आपने करे भी होंगे. डोंट वरी अबाउट द कट ऑफ नीचे ही रहने वाली है, राइट? उस पर हमारा डिस्कशन नहीं होगा, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली कट ऑफ नीचे ही रहने वाली है इसमें, राइट? सो ओवर हियर रेस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चन, लाइक पॉलिटी, यू विल बी फाइंडिंग वेरी फ्यू क्वेश्चंस, गाइस, 7 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम पॉलिटी. दैट मीन्स कहीं तो डिक्रीज होगा. तो पॉलिटी जनरली वी प्रिपेयर वेरी हार्ड, जनरली वी डू अ लॉट ऑफ आइटरेशन ऑफ सर्टेन बुक्स, बट दिस टाइम दे हैव थ्रोन 7 क्वेश्चंस, गाइस. Likewise, you will be finding economy, doable questions were there in economy. So polity, economy were far on the doable sides, very few difficult or random questions you are going to see from here, right? And then, like with respect to geography, environment, Amritansh sir will be giving you better idea about these subjects over here. So I will be asking Amritansh sir to give some insights about the other subjects as well. Amritansh sir.
Okay, so hi everybody. So there are few insights that I wanted to share with you, but before that, just again would repeat the 2026 prelims paper is highly unconventional, right? Why is it highly unconventional? Number one, the breakdown of topics is different. We are seeing for the first time, for example, questions, case studies being asked to you directly as a question, one. Second, in history, like sir pointed out, there are very analytical questions this time, right? Directly, you may not directly find it. You have to apply your mind and then find it, and the difficulty is higher. Now, again, polity, for example, very limited questions they have asked you, and they have directly reduced the weightage of it. Generally, you are seeing 15 to 16 questions on polity, so more than 50% reduction has happened. On economy, I would like to say that, for example, more doable questions are there in economy. If you look at it, questions on NBFC, right? Questions, for example, drop shipping, okay, or related to the inflation part, etc., etc. So the questions which are there are more doable in that nature. And of course, there has to be one section which is slightly easier. Some sections will be tougher. Geography, for example, 2 years back, they had almost asked you 15 questions from NCERT. Geography has also seen a reduction, okay? Now, when you look at environment, okay, hardcore environment, limited questions are there, but there are certain questions of environment which are overlapping, for example, with current affairs, okay? So that we have written here as current affairs. Now, when I say environment, okay, so there are questions, for example, Pollock Gibbon, something that we had seen also. Similarly, there were questions, for example, LT, the long-term low emission development strategy, something all of you know. But that question is a question that you can also solve through logic, because the statement, the third statement, was giving you an idea that it is not a short-term project, for example, right? Other than that, there have been questions, for example, the recent tiger reserve in news, okay, the Madhav National Park, for example. So the element of current affairs is there. Static questions on mangroves, yes, we have seen that, okay. But in environment, again, I'll tell you, they've asked you sometimes very obscure facts, okay. The very first, that red plus which happened in India, now this goes way back, almost 6 years back. So the section, this they have made deliberately difficult. And when I see the paper, it reminds me of 2023, which was then the toughest paper, okay. And in that paper, the cutoff, you also know, had fallen down to almost 75, right? So here again, no point of speculating on cutoff because nobody knows that, but definitely we have seen questions which are very long. The nature of questions, this time you don't see only one, only two type of questions, but inference kind of based questions they've asked you, right? So a lot of CSAT is also applied here as well, right? That is something that we see. Now, when you look at science and tech, okay, questions on blockchain, questions on the quantum mission, deep ocean mission, etc., green hydrogen, these topics you are very familiar with, okay. And those of you who have done your science and tech, at least this section, they have made it doable for you, okay. So here you can get some easier questions, right? Now, current affairs has a huge weightage, 32 questions. And the nature and difficulty this time is, some questions have been absurd, weird, some questions were on the expected lines. Our mind generally goes to some of the absurd questions. Even the UN missions, their dates, certain locations. For BRICS, I think they have asked you 4 particular places and their locations you have to match, okay. Even for, sorry, not BRICS, that was BIMSTEC, right? Right, and they've asked you very recent current affairs. The Strait of Hormuz was in news, ships which are passing in, right? Now here I would want to again point out specifically that the people who are watching this, you are basically, so some of you have already given the exam and some of you want to prepare, right? So our idea so far, especially the people who are going to watch it, is again go through the paper, okay. And when I'm saying go through the paper, see the type of questions that are getting asked. Very different type of questions have been asked, number one, okay. Second, sectional weightage is very fluctuating. There is no specific that from one section only these kind of questions will be asked, and this is the biggest, I think, the weapon of the examiner. They can always change the sectional distribution, okay. Type of question I'm saying because they keep on changing. In 2023 around, they had introduced pair based questions, okay, or only one, only two. They were difficult. This time they've asked you even specifically if you recall polity, they've asked you Article 13, what does it include, and Mr. X and Mr. Y, so on and so forth. So the type of question is very important. So people who are preparing even for the exams later on, you have to note the difficulty of the paper, right? Second, and one more thing is current affairs, the role and weightage, of course, is increasing. Be it science and tech, be it the environment sections, heavy weightage of current affairs, and I would also say many trivial questions they've also asked you. To the extent you are not expected to remember all these trivia. Right, now, we know that when you are in the exam hall, you are under a lot of pressure, and many people will attempt a lot in this type of paper, which can also lead to unnecessary negatives as well. Fine. So here, the main thing is the range of questions that they've asked you. The people who are watching this for the first time, you should just go through the paper, just familiarize yourself. questions on Nobel Prize, question on individual personalities, of course, the questions, right? We've seen a variety of questions, and some questions will be very random and absurd also, right? But remember, when the paper is random and absurd, the cutoffs, okay, the overall difficulty, when it is higher, your relative performance is what matters, right? How are we performing with respect to the peers, other people, right? And second, the most point, because you are now the people, the CSAT paper is going on. So your ultimate cutoff will be decided whether you qualify CSAT or not. And only the people, of course, who clear the CSAT, and then whatever marks they've scored in GS1, that will be the basis of cutoff, right? So here, without going into too much of nitty-gritties for each of the part, the overall idea which we are getting here is more unconventional, more unpredictable. Okay, so don't be too hard or harsh on yourself. The paper is difficult for all. That is one thing you have to understand. But if it is difficult, your temperament is very important. The doable questions, even in this, if you look it with a calm mind, in certain sections there are easy questions, basic logic, Trineth, let's say for example, that you've read, okay, and basic tricks are applied on certain questions. So the idea is, out of the 100 questions, are we able to identify the doable and the easy ones, right? And how much risk are we able to take? This is your test taking strategy. And today, the maximum stress is there on the people, right? You don't know that how much questions do you have to attempt. For example, if somebody is attempting very high and they get a lot of negatives, they will have a lower score. So this paper will be a test of your patience. It will be a test of your mettle, right? And goes without saying that there are certain weird and tougher questions that we have seen, right? Now, I hope that your CSAT paper would have gone well. Okay, so best wishes from us on that front. We will also be, let's say, helping you out whenever the UPSC official key comes, or it should come out fairly soon. And if there are debatable questions, for example, okay, so even in those parts, we'll also help you identify some of the debatable questions. And even you can send ki, nahi sir, for this question, I think UPSC has given this answer. Should I include this as well? This is what I have found, etc. Because the initial 3 or 4 days will go only in this, right? So that is there, right? Now, I'll also again ask Ankit sir, what is this overall summary? What should an aspirant take away from this paper? Okay. And then after that, we'll conclude. We'll be wishing and again discussing. Kuldeep sir will come and he'll discuss the CSAT part as well. Okay. So Ankit sir, overall, what should an aspirant take away from this paper?
So overall, I hope Pradhan sir have beautifully explained you well that this overall, if I talk about and if we say that this paper was on a difficult side, guys, you don't have to worry about that. And when the paper is difficult, absurd questions are there, lengthy questions are there, obviously you will be finding all people will be facing the same issue, right? You don't worry about it, right? But you try to understand that now it is the time to remain calm, and I hope you must have given your CSAT well as well, right? Now you remain calm for a few days, and the good part is answer key will also be published by UPSC soon enough, right? And we will be, as Amritan sir have said, that we will be helping you out with the claiming of the question, right? Which might be wrong, which might be debatable. In history, you might be having some doubts with respect to certain questions, and they were, I would say, completely random questions with respect to the Nadi Sukta one, if you have remembered this, right? You must have attempted or might not have attempted it. So उसमें भी कुछ debatable आपको लगेंगे. Hilton Young Committee, it seems to be a very direct questions if you would have seen it for the first time, but it is also a bit complicated question, guys. So complicated debatable questions में we would definitely help you out. And with respect to the other questions, overall there were doable questions as well, because of which you will be going to clear the cutoff. Don't worry about it, right? You have done your part well, guys. Celebrate your hard work. I would say it doesn't matter now, result doesn't matter. Celebrate and cherish your hard work which you have done throughout the years or throughout this year. You will be finding, right? All the very best, and now we will be wishing you all the very best, and we will be like then Kuldeep sir will be taking your CSAT analysis as well. Amritan sir, right? So all the very best, guys, and we will be meeting you again soon enough in the classes. Thank you so much.